Hello, welcome to So Much to Talk About here, Big East Media Day. My pleasure once again to have one of the top young minds in sports, Mr. Jon Rothstein from MSG Network and ESPN Radio as well. You do the fantasy football show there too, but we're going to talk about college basketball now.
Keep the task at hand, please, all right? We can only dissect so much information at once, but I like you, so let's get going.
Pleasure to have you on, John.
You too, buddy. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Big East Conference, 16 teams, 11 could possibly make the tournament. Have you ever seen a conference this stacked in your years of watching college basketball?
No, I haven't, and I think the thing that really jumps out is the depth on each team. I think each team, when you look at their lineups and what they can bring to the floor each and every night, is really remarkable. And it's funny, people talk about 10 teams getting in, and I think 9 are certain. And then people look at Providence getting Sherrod Curry back, and they put the Friars at 10. But I want to know how people leave out Cincinnati. A year ago, they win at Louisville. They win at West Virginia, and at home they beat Villanova, Syracuse, and Cincinnati. And we know they have Deonta Vaughn back. We know they get Mike Williams, an McDonald's All-American, transfer from Texas. But 2 of their freshmen, Kashmir Wright and Yancey Gates, will have monumental roles for this team. Kashmir Wright's going to allow Deonta Vaughn to move off the ball, and I think Yancey Gates is really going to be formidable up front with Rashad Bishop, who's a returning swingman, and also with Mike Williams and Anthony McLean, who was a freshman last year, sophomore this year.
Mick Cronin definitely beginning to put his stamp, on the, of course, with Bob Huggins being the legend there, but he's putting his own stamp, definitely. And I wanted to ask, talk about some underrated players, under-the-radar players that general sports fans don't know about.
Well, how long is your program? To me, Eugene Harvey at Seton Hall is the best point guard in the conference, not named A.J. Price. I think he was recruited out of St. Benedict's to be a lead guard, and he embraced that his freshman year for the Pirates. But I like Eugene Harvey better than Johnny Flynn. I think when I've seen him at his apex, he handles the ball, he can get through the defense, he can make his teammates better. And that's why I like Seton Hall's personnel on the perimeter so much, because when you have a great penetrator, you're going to force defensive players on the wing to help. And if you have Jeremy Hazel on a wing and Robert Mitchell, who's a transfer, is going to play this year, he was the A10 Rookie of the Year at Duquesne 2 years ago, you're going to get open jump shots. So Eugene Harvey can create that. He's going to have, some insurance this year. And it's interesting, Bobby Gonzalez to get insurance. He doesn't go to Allstate. He doesn't go to State Farm. He goes to Patterson Catholic and gets Jordan Theodore, a dynamite backup that's really going to spell Eugene Harvey. So I look forward to that for the Pirates, but I'm curious to see what they can do up front.
And talk about, I actually spoke with Coach Buzz Williams at Marquette. Talk about their prospects with some experience with McNeil and James at backcourt.
Their guards are great. We know about their guards. We know about how they've been through the wars. I love Mo Acker, the 5'8" guard off the bench, and Kubian, those guys. But can they get enough up front? With Lazar Hayward and Dwight Burke. I mean, in this league, you have to rebound, and you better bring your hard hat and your helmet every single time on the floor. And I think if Marquette can get it done on the baseline, they're as good as anybody on any given night. If they can't, they're going to be in the middle of the pack.
That's right. In the middle of the pack will still get them an NCAA tournament bid.
You said that. I didn't say that.
And, one more question in general, nationally. Which teams are you looking at? I like Arizona State a lot with Harden and Pendergraph. That's my sleeper. Which team is a sleeper for you to make it past the Sweet 16?
It's a great question, and I think you need to look at what teams lose, what they bring in. So you're saying what team that's really last year lost some players can make a jump. And it's ironic because I would say Memphis, even though they lose Derrick Rose, Chris Douglas Robertson, Joey Dorsey. I would say Florida, even though they lose Maurice Spates. Okay, and I think Purdue. I think that Matt Painter's got it going on there. I love Robbie Hummel and Etuan Moore, but I think what they have right now is a little bit of toughness, that Big Ten toughness that you need. I think they're going to be tested early in the preseason NIT, but that's a team I highlight. But for me, it's all about Memphis. And I think the interesting thing about the Tigers this year is you have guys that were on the team last year that were integral parts of the team that goes 38-2 and loses to Kansas. But think about this. Antonio Anderson and Robert Dozier, if they get 30 wins this year, they'll be the 2 winningest players in the history of college basketball. So those two, Sean Taggart and Willie Kemp and Don O'Mac, all went through it last year. They go 38-2. So what do? They bring in Tariq Evans, who we know about, but they also bring in Wesley Witherspoon, who John Calipari has told me is like a Corey Brewer type. So you have two dynamite wings that can excel in the dribble drive offense and put pressure on the defense. So they have those two in. They also have Robert Sally, who's a JUCO guy who was originally supposed to commit to Nebraska, and they're still in the sweepstakes for Xavier Henry, who's the #1 ranked player in the class of 2009. So I think right now there is a chance that in 2007 they could sign Derrick Rose, in 2008 they could sign Tariq Evans, and in 2009 they could sign Xavier Henry. 6'6" from Oklahoma City, a lefty that can shoot out. If there was ever a guard that you could put in the definition right next to it in the dictionary of basketball for the dribble drive offense, I think it's Xavier Henry.
Very interesting name, yeah. And I'm looking for. I'll definitely be looking at him in the McDonald's game for sure.
I do have so much to talk about.
Well, but John, on that note, can't wait to have you on the show in the next month or so. And hey, pleasure as always, definitely to have you on.
Good seeing you, buddy. All right, man.